What's going on? Welcome to another edition of Hustlers Kung Fu Live. What we're going to talk about is the new economy and how you need to throw out the old playbook. We're going to talk about a lot of things that are going to be very different in this new economy and some of the stuff that's going to go on. So, as always, these live streams are brought to you. Well, this one will be brought to you by B School for Hustlers. What I'm going to do on this one is the person who watches this live stream and leaves the best content gets a free 15-minute consult. And everyone that leaves a comment is going to get a 50% off discount for this course, which creates and has this. We got a lot in here, a whole bunch in here. So that's what's happening today as we get into the new economy and get into how things are going to change. So we've got that, we got that, and we've got that. A lot of stuff is going to be going down. Okay? So once again, to leave the best comment, you get a 15-minute consult. And if you leave a comment, you will get a direct 50% off link. There we go. Best comment, and you get 50% off. So here's one of the things that's about to happen. Right now, we're in the old economy, we had a lot of creative financing, creative credit financing, and that's about to go away. Credit is going to become really tight. Credit is going to become, you're going to have A1 credit to get credit. And this is something that a lot of people are not prepared for and they're not really looking at. Hold on, I'm sending something out. All right, so that's gone. That's good to go. One of the things that's going to happen is we're going to have somewhat of a throwback because as we talked about all these restaurants who are going out of business, that people are going to have to go back to actually delayed gratification. This is one of the things because liquidity is about to dry up like a mug. I remember talking to my real estate agent and I asked her, I was like, what were you doing during the downturn? She said VA loans only. During the downturn, because once again, and also you're going to see, let me go ahead and bring this up. One of the things that's going to go away, because I was listening to someone today, like I did not know that you can get these loans with a 580 credit score. I did not know this. Let's see. There is a limit to a VA loan. I'm just going through this. Let me see. Let's see what they're going to do for the poor credit people. Good Lord. This is a whole bunch of stuff. Oh. Well, they're not giving me any information. This is one of the things that I hate when you put all this stuff. Then they ask for your email address to send you some stuff. So I'm going to see what they're going to see. Because typically VA loans were the easiest to get. I don't even know why they need to know that. So, and this is not my real address. I used to live there. Good Lord. I'm just going to give them that number. It ain't my number. So I'm just going through this just to see what they're going to do. But so they're not really giving me any guidelines. So you used to be able to get a VA loan with a 580 credit score. Generally, the minimum credit score required for a VA loan ranges from 580 to 620, but many lenders like Freedom Mortgage may offer loans. Oh man, they were really, really going in on these VA loans. But liquidity, your ability to get credit, is about to be tamped down. It is about to be seriously reduced. And one of the things is going into a new, because it's kind of like a good thing because credit has been so predominant for such a long time that people don't even know how to act. I call it the Great American Credit Indoctrination System. Lonnie Vincenzi, all you've been seeing is the repo man? Really? I didn't know that was happening. Engineer life skills, real talk. A local bank wanted 150K lien on assets to secure a 60K loan. Yeah, it's, and what you're seeing now is just the beginning of this. It's going to get worse. What's up, Josh Woff? Thanks for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it, Joshua. Smokehouse, those 580 loans are about to disappear. Pretty much Primal Fitness. Yeah, for to get to the 50% discount, you got to leave a comment on the stream after it's done. So you got to go back and leave a comment. Um, we're about to get into a crazy level of living because I want you to think about it. Because I did, the reason I'm wearing this shirt is I did a video for Savage Finance that's going to drop tomorrow morning. It should have dropped today, but I had so many things going on. Um, what you're going to see is a serious drying up of prime money. This is money from banks and credit cards. Because now all of the credit card folks are starting to talk about like, hey, they starting to tamp down on these guidelines because they know what's going to happen. I mean, right now, Unemployment is untenable. And the credit card companies know that some people are going to apply for credit so they can use that credit card to live on. They know they're going to do it. And there are going to be people who are going to do it and get away with it, and they're just going to have bad credit. But one of the things I want you guys to understand and to know is it's going to be crazy going on for a minute. It is Best Buy announces furlough for 51,000 workers. CEO to forego 50% of salary. I mean, we're still going on. We still have a thing. So here's what's going to happen in the new economy. You're going to have to be in a position where you're going to have to organically fund your business unless you have outstanding credit. Your credit file is going to have to be thick. You're going to have to be like 740 or something to get credit cards, to get mortgages. I mean, this is pretty much what's going to happen. And also, they're going to be really, really judicious with checking your job situation because that's going to be a big, big problem. Noob Juice, that's already started. David Tillery, you saving some money. Thank you, Ron B. Ridrick, yep. Let's talk about that. I posted it on my Facebook page. House Democrats introduced a plan to pay Americans $2,000 a month until the economies recover from COVID-19. Now, remember when I was talking earlier about the $40 trillion deficit? This is what I'm talking about. This right here is what I'm talking about. Because there's going to be a second stimulus package. This first one hasn't even rolled out correctly all the way across. I know that a lot of people got their stimulus money, and a one-time 1,200 check isn't going to cut it. Congress said Americans need sustained cash infusions for the duration of this crisis in order to come out the other side alive, healthy, and ready to go back to work. What's going to happen? And this is really crazy. You're going to have people getting $2,000 a month, and they're going to be on unemployment, and they're going to be getting like 4,500, 5,000 bucks a month. This is going to be one of the first times in history that Americans have gotten a corporate bailout type deal. You're going to see a second bailout. And part of this is, the new economy is going to be very different than the old economy. If you were breathing, you could get a loan. I mean, if you were breathing, you can get a car loan. I don't care what your credit score was. I don't care. You can get a credit card. I don't care what your credit score is. That's all about to disappear. It's about to get seriously, seriously tight with lending guidelines all across the country, from credit cards to mortgages. Now, car loans, let's go ahead and see what's going on with car loans because Detroit is hurting. All right, let me spell that correctly. So it doesn't look like that car loans, because they're literally trying to give car loans away. So car loans are not been impacted yet. But what I feel is going to happen with car prices are going to plummet. You're going to see, let me see. U.S. auto sales are falling as prices for new vehicles jump. Jump to the highest ever. That ain't going to work in the current environment. The average price of new vehicles is expected to hit $33,000, the highest ever for the first quarter. Automakers prefer making pricier trucks and SUVs over cheaper cars. So you're going to, what I anticipate is that car prices are going to drop because, I mean, they've got a bulk of cars on the lot right now, and it's going to be really, really crazy. Really, really crazy. All right, so let's talk about what you got to do to put yourself in the driver's seat. And one of the things you have to do is because, be sure to check out Savage Finance. I got a lot of information over there. We're about to go back to old school money principles in this new economy. If you want to start a business, you're not going to be able to go out and get a loan. And because so many people are impacted, friends and families who would have been able to help you, they're not going to be in a position to help you. Joshua Wash, thanks for $5 super chat. Remind these folks, if you're a veteran, apply for that disability. They're giving ratings for things they wouldn't give years ago. Take advantage. I got a friend who he gets like 70% disability. This is for life. So, once again, shout out to Joshua Walsh for reminding people, if you're a veteran, like I'm a veteran, but I'm good. There is no reason for me to go to the administration. But in these desperate times, if you got a little nagging injury, this may be the time for you to apply for disability. Jesus, I don't think this is going to be a good thing. And I'm going to explain why. Right now, 25% of the people who are about to get this unemployment with these new guidelines are going to be making more money sitting at home doing nothing than they were working. This is going to create a mentality like, I ain't trying to go back to work. I don't want to work. I mean, the longer this thing goes on, it's crazy. DMV Pat, it's going to drop. Kathy Lindsay, everyone didn't get their first stack one-time payment. I talked to 10 people today. They're gonna be putting in, people are gonna get their checks. They're working on it. I know a few people who got their checks. Now I'm not getting a check. I'm not even worried about that. Honey Bunny, the car model I was looking at to buy 6 weeks has already reduced to 4K. 2014 was over 17K. Now I can get a 2019 for the same price, same model. Yep, it's gonna be dropping. Opulence is crazy. Yep, Navy Federal is the truth, man. Navy Federal be breaking off people some stuff. Funny Bunny, we've already had an employee refuse to come off furlough because they made that fake money sitting at home on unemployment. Pretty much. Yeah, I got guidelines on what you need to do with your credit on Savage Finance because here's an instance where having bad credit is going to screw you. I mean, they're not going to come off furlough, man. They're going to stay on it. D Nice, thanks for the $25 super chat. So, what is one to do? And probably what I'm going to do is put the 30 days to 2,500, 50% off. Let me write that down. I'm going to probably put that as an offering because you're going to have to start businesses from scratch. So I wrote that down to remind myself. You're going to have to start businesses from scratch. Like, I would say, like, there was going to be a ton of opportunity in the food industry once this is over. But this ability to get financing, now I think investor groups are going to be huge because banks are going to be shutting down. If you get yourself a good investor group, you're going to still be able to get some money. But even with that, the investors are going to be looking at you sideways to make sure you can pay them back. Matt S. So what are the new money rules in the new world? You must have money. You're not going to be, because this whole notion of, like, I'm going to talk about starting a business in the physical world, and I'm going to talk about starting a business on the internet. Starting a business in the physical world where you need warehouse spacing, you need people, you need products, you need trucks, you're going to have some money. Now, this is why I said, if you're sitting on money right now, waiting a few months, everything's starting to go on sale right now. In time, it's going to be on clearance. Stuff will be going on clearance. People will be on clearance. Right now, there's a whole bunch of women who are going to OnlyFans, and I've noticed that there's a lot of women who are in their 40s who are going to OnlyFans. That tells me just how bad this is, because normally a 40-some-year-old woman wouldn't even entertain such thoughts, but in desperate times, people take desperate measures. Like I said, Navy Fed's the truth. Tiffany Lee, this is another thing. A lot of people, because I figure in about 6 months, well, it really depends on what happens because, with this bug thing that we have going on, um, this isn't going to be a one-time thing. Because as these states open up, like, here's my prediction: regardless of the infection rate, these states are going to open up because the economic turmoil is so bad and it's impacting so many people. The economic turmoil is impacting people, more people than the bug is impacting people. And they're going to open up these economies, and we're going to literally, I ordered some face masks the other day. I already got one face mask, and I'm going to get me a supply of face masks because I think that's going to be the new normal. We're going to open up the economy. We're going to practice social distancing, and they're just going to try to bare knuckle it because we can't have another month like we had in March and April. I mean, we're probably going to be at 30 to 40 million people with no job. And if we go into May and come out with another 20 million people without no job, that's going to be 50 million people without jobs. That's going to be 30% of the American workforce unemployed. That is going to have huge ramifications. So this is why if you have money, you're going to be, I mean, literally that person that was making six figures and they got laid off, and now that they don't have no money and baby JoJo screaming, they're going to be working at Safeco. They're going to be working at Costco. That person who used to work that $12, that six figure a year job, they're going to be working for $12 an hour. Everything's about to go on sale. And once again, cash, as someone said, cash is going to be king, not Bitcoin, not crypto. And once again, I want to apologize for the folks who were here last night because I got on the tangent. What we're going to do is for all the crypto folks, we're just going to block them, ban them, and move on. Because what I'm trying to do is to educate you guys on how to make money. And these guys are into these scams and these WASs, wild ass schemes, and they're not grounded in principles. And when I start asking them real questions, that's when they get really silent. Um, Hold on. Private money and hard money are going to rock out, but private money and hard money is going to also get scarce because the guys who are lending this money, they want to make sure you complete the deal. So even their lending criteria is about to get tighter. You're gonna, I mean, probably if they don't know you and they don't have you don't have a record with them, they're probably not going to do the deal. Common sense and substance are going to be the new currency, pretty much. David Reen, I don't think we're going to have civil unrest. If you want to move your family to another country, you can do that. Kia Green, there's a 70% is pretty good. 70% of what you were making. BK from the Rockies, like I've had this common theme and I've said this for the longest. I said that things you need are going to go up in price except for gas due to this oil war. But food, also, I was in Kroger and I was getting some groceries and they only limit me to one one thing of eggs. And I've noticed each time I go to the store, I'm seeing more and more shelves empty. So we're already having disruptions in our supply chain. And it's really weird because like the milk farmers are literally dumping milk because because there are certain milk farmers who let me show you what I'm talking about. They can't get it to market. Dairy farmers are literally dumping milk. Thousands of gallons of milk are being dumped into grass lines in Florida because dairy farmers cannot get their milk supply to the markets to sell. As the impact of food service restaurants and schools closed down starting to catch up was, we went from massive peak to a massive valley of milk sales. So there are people who are producing milk, but the demand and a part of one of the things that's going to happen in the new economy is demand is going to be down for BS. Like whatever you're selling, whatever product you have, it's going to have to serve a fundamental purpose. Unless you're into gaming, because gaming stocks are going crazy. But farmers are dumping milk because the supply, the demand has gone down. And I want you to think about this. That's hundreds of thousands of dollars of milk that they're just dumping. Because the reason they're dumping the milk is they still have to milk the cows because the cows are going to get irritated if they don't milk the cows. And I mean, you're going to see so much disruption in this new economy across the board. I mean, who would have thought that dairy farmers would be impacted? But milk, like I said, Kroger was tripping. I had 3 cartons of eggs, and they said you can only get one source of eggs. So we've got that situation going on, and it's kind of crazy. Yes, Thomas Dickerson, they're going to open up. 18, if you're 18 years old and you want to join the military, this is the time to do it. If you wait until you're in your mid 20s to late 20s, going to basic training is going to be hell. Erica Williams, when I saw all these men becoming handymen, massage therapy, color guys, and private shows on Instagram. It's real out here. You're gonna let's just put it bluntly. In the new economy, you're gonna have people doing something strange for a little change. You're gonna like the number of people who are going to turn to prostitution, both female and male, is going to be an all-time high because you're already seeing people enter into OnlyFans. They're doing cam shows. You're going to see a lot of crazy stuff. Applepreneur, yes, there will be a fire sale. Trust me on that. All right, it just jumped like crazy. We don't have to worry about inflation right now. We really have to worry about surviving. Yep, Sweden. Oh, Sweden did it. In Sweden, like, let me show you what's happened. All right, let's talk about Sweden because a lot of people don't know this because Sweden did not have shelter in place guidelines. Experts condemn Sweden's soft approach to the bug as a country equals its highest number of deaths in a day with 114. See, Sweden didn't shut anything down. Sweden let people do what they wanted to do, and their death rate is starting to spike up. So this is, I mean, because Sweden didn't shut everything down. Sweden kept people doing what they were doing, and their infection rate. This is what's going on in Sweden, and this happened in less than a month. So this is what's going to happen. Because I mean, sadly to say, you're going to know someone who has this because what they're going to do is they're going to open up the country, and I'm like, it's a hard decision. It's a really hard decision. Um, Opening up the country because I don't need, honestly, I don't know what kind of decision that I would make if I was in that chair. Because when you look at the economic carnage, because literally, if this thing goes on to the end of May, we can have 50 million people who are not working. That has never happened in America before. That's going to be 30 something percent unemployment. And then also, as I talked about in the stream this morning, these states, because you got to look at it. Because one of the things is, I looked at this with my business mind. I was like, so we're getting millions of people going on unemployment every week. This is the highest it's ever been. And I started like, how long is the unemployment money going to last? And then I started doing some research, and it's like, well, once the states run out of money, they're going to go to the government, which is already on the hook for $600 additional. And then they're going to actually have to bail the states out. This is why I feel that, we're going to open up. Because when you start crunching the math, we could get to a $40 trillion deficit at the end of this year. 40 trillion. And, it's staggering. And also, when you look at the social mores, because one of the things that's going to happen with, I know humans, you're going to have a certain group of people who are going to make more money sitting at home than they will working. And they going to love it. Like going to my boy, Dr. Tim Troyer, luxuries once tasted become necessities. You're going to have people who ain't going to want to go back to work. They're like, I don't want a job. I want this money. I like living at home. Because, one of the things you will see, For some people who are in really good relationships, they're having more sex than they ever had. They're having sex all day long because they're at home all day long, and they're like, "Hey, you look sexy. You look good to me, baby." And you're going to see a whole bunch of babies. Probably December, January. There are going to be a bunch of babies born because there's going to be a bunch of women getting pregnant because these guys are digging them out. So this is one of the things that is going on. You're going to have madness. Tiffany Lee, oh, easy. Chevinette, I got the stock market last week, like you said, and saved a lot of money because it's just going to keep going down. It's going to keep going down. Oh, Fester, yes, practicality is going to become the new thing. These adult attendants need to start making strategic allowances. Financial services jobs are going to be hit hard. I mean, no, these planes are not taking off, man. Yep, I got a friend. He gets $1,000 a month, and he makes six figures. The expat home. We're going to have a lot of economic pain in this new economy. Well, Ben the bartender, once the thing is, you got to look at how these dairy farmers are set up. They have these big operations that were designed to sell to a certain segment in the market, and would have to repackage. And also, demand has come down because this is one of the things that's going to happen in this new market. Because right now, a lot of real estate agents, mortgage broke, like last night I showed you this mortgage chick who tells the truth. A lot of people are living in delusion. I talked to my friend today who owns a mortgage who owns a real estate brokerage, and he says he's got two deals that he's trying to work. He says these people are trying to get more out the deal because of the economic circumstances, and he hasn't been able to close them. And he said after these two deals, he has nothing left. He is like nothing in the pipeline. He's thinking about, and also, he's a lot like me. He's got a lot of money in the bank, and he's got rentals, so he can actually retire right now if he wanted to. So he's just going to chill out. But we were having a conversation about real estate agents. The average real estate agent only makes $45,000 a year. It's like 20% of the real estate agents make 80% of the money. BK from the Rockets, the truth about the disruptions in the supply chain. A YouTube trucker channel was talking about how oh, because first of all, you got the reduced demand. First of all, we got a lot of people who are not working. The demand for oil, the demand for milk, the demand for a lot of things is way down. So we got that situation going on. And another thing that we have going on is lack of productivity. If you're a tech worker, if you're a coder, you're building websites and you're doing tech, you busier than ever. Like I've seen my sales spike up because I have an internet business, and I am so glad that I doubled down on my internet business because I was going to do that Airbnb thing. I was telling my friend the other day, and I was like, I was going to get two houses and I was going to pay cash. And right now I would own two houses that I would be struggling because here's another thing that's going to happen. Also, this is going to blow your mind. nearly a third of a million renters don't pay their rent between April 1st and April 15th. Like my friend, he rents because we had a conversation about, because the thing is, I'm not going to buy $150,000 properties because I would not live in a $150,000 property, and this is my personal philosophy. If I'm going to rent some, I'm going to rent something I want to live in. And my friend, I think the cheapest house he has to rent is $450,000, and he said all of his tenants paid, all of them. So, a lot of stuff I'm seeing on YouTube, talking to someone who's in the game, because I would buy properties because I'm not going to buy some slumlord property, buy some that I would not live in. I'm not going to do that. And that's just my personal philosophy. But I feel that the people on the lower end, all of these working people, these people who have hourly jobs, I've been watching on real estate channels. They've been talking about that's who you want to rent to. That's the market that's going to get hit the hardest by this. And you're going to have a lot of those landlords who are leveraged to their teeth. They only got cash flow of 50 to maybe $200 a month. And when these people start not being able to pay their rent, they're going to have to go to their mortgage company, get some forbearance. And also, once they get that forbearance, they're not going to be able to evict them because that's the terms of the forbearance. They're not going to be able to get them out. They're not going to be able to, a third of Americans could not pay their rent. And if we go into May, I'm really interested in looking at what the numbers are going to look like for May in terms of people paying their rent. I think they're going to be equally bad because, like my friend, he's like, everyone paid their rent, and he's renting to people who have chose to rent. Various, that's crazy. I don't think this thing's going to drive the demand up for coal at all. Vegans are like Jehovah Witnesses and crypto people. The expat home is going to be a producer's economy. Makers are getting wealthy right now. Pretty much. That's going to be one of the rules of the new economy. You must be a creator, a producer, or a maker. Pretty much, Grant Scott. Pretty much. Bayless Code, that's exactly right. All right, it jumped on me. Smokehouse, you out there delivering that TP? Steve Jameson, pretty much. Experiences, truths, and books. Yes, I have been preaching this for years. Borain, Terrain. The thing is, the ideal's got to make money. There are going to be people who are going to be looking to make money, to invest their money into things. Because once again, private capital, local capital, that's all that's going to start drying up. And you're going to see who the real players are in this market. Because I want you to look at your YouTube channels of who you're getting advice from and look at who's coming up with solutions versus teaching you how to get this stimulus money. Because I can tell you right now, anyone that's talking about the stimulus money, their channel is literally blowing up because so many people are confused. And I've done a little bit about the stimulus money, but I'm staying away from that topic because I'm digging in, talking about what people need to do to start businesses. Hobosexuals, pretty much. Oh, stuff still have to be super cheap. Guru James, no. The government's going to bail out the postal service. Terrell Brafo, is this the death knell for most traditional colleges? What you're going to see in the future is only wealthy kids are going to be able to go to college. Colleges are going to get smaller. You're not going to see these colleges expand like they have. Colleges are going to get smaller, and it's going to be privileged people going to college. Then I give it 4 weeks. They're going to start reopening this stuff. You just got your stimulus. Grant Scott, 50 mil is going to happen. Why no cure, no vaccine, no countries recover yet, nobody, and the beat goes on. Pretty much. Once again, any product that's a crap product is not going to do well in the new economy. Corona babies, pretty much. PK from the Rockies, absolutely. Yes, my YouTube revenue is way up. There was a conversation about this in my YouTube group. A lot of people have seen decreased revenue. Once again, the things that are going to make money are things that people need to do. A lot of this, this has probably been a factor of YouTube for the longest. Folks who had these channels that were like pranks, family channels, they got to get millions upon millions of views to make decent money. Whereas I've had a video that only got 4,000 views. That video made $100. So every 4,000 views I get, I make $100. And that is one of the highest CPMs I've seen. Charlton, they're just going to extend it. Well, they're going to work it out, man. Bennett Electrician is up. They have no choice. The supply chain disruptions are irreparable. I pulled for Walmart for about 3 weeks back, and then the main issue was the vendors being open, nothing to feed into the stores. Why is no store stock? Yeah, like I'm saying, I've noticed every time I go to the store, I see a lot of empty shelves. And this is Kroger and this is Target. So everyone's supply lines are being disrupted. And there's only a period of time before this becomes really bad. Because essentially, to get toilet paper around here, you have to go in the morning because they are stocking it up and they're limiting the toilet paper. But if it's in there at 8 o'clock in the morning, toilet paper is gone by 1 or 2 o'clock. Just gone. Terrell, yeah, New York's a hot zone, man. Realtors are very delusional right now. Chevy Knight, that was going to happen anyway. It's just going to be accelerated. The Bayless Code, even if they open the economy, it will take a while for people to start. Pretty much. God bless. I'm trying to be a slum lord. You want that Section 8 money? Kevin Davis, that's the thing I was looking at because I had a lot of people tell me I was wrong to be thinking about that. JB Well, thanks for the $20 super chat. No one's talking about the highest markup in any restaurant. It's fountain drinks. Guess what? No one orders on takeout. Fountain drinks, even the ones killing it on takeout, are not making what they're used to. I was watching a guy. They were talking about, when I did their videos about how restaurants are going to close and not going to open up, that they were just talking about, with the takeout orders, they were only making 30% of what they used to make. So they lost 70% of revenues by being just going to takeout only. Fester, I have a friend who lost all his tenants. Oh, real estate, like, look, trust me, guys, real estate is going to go on fire sale 2021. Mark it on your calendars. Be getting your credit, be getting yourself positioned, because that house right now that's just a little bit too high, it's going to be 10 to 20% cheaper, or even cheaper than that. CZ, I've talked to a few of my friends who have these Class A properties. All their tenants have paid, all of them. And I know a few slumlords who are sweating bullets right now, but they're leveraged. Engineer life sales, everyone in my field has seen a spike in sales this month. Equipment is 50% off. Hey, pretty much, James Burst, pretty much. Silky Touch Aesthetics Trades are where it is. Yep. I didn't know that, Patrick. Austin Long, I don't see very many people bragging about how, because they scared. Like right now, I mean, even like all these folks are making these videos about Grant Cardone and where he is with his business because they feel that he's going to go under. And athletes on scholarship, that too. Well, I mean, right now Trump is on TV every day. I mean, that's just going to help his election chances. Ben the bartender, if they send out an additional 2K stimulus, oh yeah. And also, I thought this was a joke, but Trump is having his name printed on these government checks. Petty Trump ain't no joke. JP, so creating a channel that show people how to make money in this economy would be the way to go. JP, do you know how to teach people how to make money? It ain't as easy as it looks. Because see, one of the things is that when people are trying to do this stuff to make money, because there's plenty of folks, there's plenty of people who have these channels that talk about entrepreneurship and they've never owned a business, and their channels are not going anywhere. BK, pretty much. Craven Busquet, you got to look at your numbers. You got to make that decision. Yeah, Florida's a big hot spot. Oh, everyone's supply chain is backed up. We will see, Kevin. Yeah. Tiffany Lee. Oh, there will be people who are going to fall off. Absolutely. I mean, Trump is campaigning every day. He does these news press. Dante, Uncle G, I couldn't wait to see this. I seen white people standing around outside the Home Depot looking for work. Oh man, they still doing that? I think they're going to take a hit of 10 to 20%, depending upon how desperate the person is to sell. They say, Green, why do you think real estate properties will become cheaper in 2021? Explain further. First of all, this forbearance issue is going to create a lot of problems for a lot of people, and a lot of people are going to have to sell, and they're going to have to sell for whatever they can get. And then these people who have these Airbnb properties, their businesses have literally been shut down. So between the forbearance and the Airbnb properties, there's going to be a lot of real estate flooding the market at fire sale prices because these folks are going to have to get from under that debt. So that's why real estate is going to be cheaper. Steve Jameson, I'm going to get into the stock market because I feel that it's going to bottom out 3 months from now. Because right now, because I had someone that said it wasn't retail investors who were keeping the market up, but all the institutional money sitting on the side. So how's the market going up? LP, yeah, the toilet paper is rolling out quick. Latoya Jenkins, I hope so. I'm going to buy my. It's going to be cheaper next year. It's just going to have to be. James Burris, I'm going to talk about a lot of stuff. Kia Green, the gig economy is booming right now for Instacart, is booming for Uber Eats, not necessarily regular Uber. And, my house cleaners, they were clean. They were over here with masks on. Grant Scott, yeah, that's my feeling. Because in 3 months, the real economic fundamentals of a lot of these stocks are going to hit their balance sheets. And you got people like, Boeing is in the position of being bankrupt and people still pushing their stock up high. Mr. Real Estate, I got courses on that. How do you? Well, I do a lot of research. I read a lot of stuff every day because you have to go into the crannies because the mainstream news, they're going to tell you feel good stuff or they're going to tell you really bad stuff. They're not going to get into the details of what's going on. They're not going to delve deeper than that because right now there are many people who really don't think anything's bad is happening based upon their news source. Pretty much get that kitchen remodel, JB. Well, yep. Cons, networking education, net courses that teach people new skills are going to boom. You're going to make a lot of money if you're teaching people how to do something new. I don't tell people to sell their stocks. I tell you not to buy more right now. I'm not going to tell you to sell your stocks and to lock in your losses. I would say, hold on to whatever you have. It's just slow down what you're buying because it's going to be cheaper. Silky Touch Aesthetic, my friend owns a laundromat. He's doing awesome, winning over nursing homes and homeless shelters because he's had a solid plan. Yeah, I mean there's so many money, there's so much money out there because the rules of the new economy is you're going to have to hustle, and it's going to be really hard to make money from wild ass scams. and these M&Ls are, and something else that's going to take a hit, being a personal brand. One of the things, because I've talked to a few people, the brand deals are starting to dry up. So unless you provide real economic value to a company, they're not going to throw $1,500, $3,000 at you to mention them in their YouTube channel. Companies are going to start, like, I've been buying some Facebook ads, and they're cheaper. They're cheaper than they used to be, because when I was running, because let me show you what I'm doing. Grant Cardone admits bankruptcy. Good Lord. All right, so let me go ahead and tell you what I'm doing. And this is one of the things you can do in the new economy. Like, I'm not like a serious fan of Facebook, but this is a project I started yesterday. And I'm buying Facebook ads, and each like is costing me about 20 to 25 cents. And I've got 700 page likes in literally 24 hours, because I'm going to drive this page, because my goal is to get it to 50,000, 60,000 likes. And I'm willing to spend a little money to do that. And I'm going to be posting content and stuff on it every day, because I got a little bit behind today. But ads are definitely cheaper. So if you have money and you can advertise, you can grow your business in this recession, because so many people are pulling back. So many people are not advertising, they're not ads. And also, I think that Facebook is feeling it, because my ads got approved literally within 2 hours. It used to take like a day or two. So I can tell you that people are not buying Facebook ads like they used to. The approval times are up. And, this is some of the stuff I'll be talking about as I do it. Because if you got a little money to advertise, this is the time to advertise your products or services. This is the time. This is not the time to pull back. This is the time to go hard, because you can make crazy, crazy money. And I'm not even advertising straightly to Hustlers Kung Fu University yet. I'm going to start running some ads probably next week toward that. And I'm going to start, like, I'm telling you, if you are in a position where you have some money set aside to time to deploy that capital into ads, buying assets, right now, we're going to be in this realm for many, many months, maybe 2 years, where you're going to be able to grow your business. Because one of the new rules of the economy, you're going to have to spend money on advertising. If you really want to grow, because I've looked at some people who are going hard. Billy Jean, he's going hard. Scott Olson's going hard. There's someone in one of my Think If It course. He spends like $3,000 a day for Facebook ads. He's making more money he's ever made in his life. So there is a lot of money out here for those who are prepared to get it. And the new economy is going to be crazy. Benjamin, did you just do that? Because I don't remember seeing your name. And which site did you get it from? Did you get it the bigger course from B School from Hustlers, or did you get it from Hustlers Kung Fu Life Skills? John and Walton, when's the best time to buy a car? Right now. Lamar, laundromats is something that people need. What you're going to see is, as people slide into different social economic classes, like someone asked me, there will be people who aren't really set up well in this neighborhood, and they're going to have to move out of this neighborhood. And there are people who, like, I got another friend over here who lives not too far away. He's got like 7 million cash in the bank and no debt. He good. He's good. because we've been having conversations because he's been like, I'm sitting on my cash. I'm just sitting on my cash, and he's been stacking cash. His house is paid for. He's got like 4 kids. His wife, she doesn't work. That the house they live in is paid for. All the cars are paid for. They have no debt. And he's got 7 million. I was like, dude, you should be able to turn that 7 million into 20 million during this if you deploy your capital correctly. Um, you're going to see some crazy stuff. Life for Business, thanks for the $5 super chat. I've only spent, I haven't really spent that much money. I'm telling you, Facebook ads are really cheap because I don't have all my ad sets up yet because I got to make some more ads. But I spent $170 so far. All right. So this one ad is costing me 26. Okay, this one jumped up to 34 cents. And that's one of the things because I'm going to let this roll for a week. And I got to create some better ads because I have the ads are kind of okay. But as I create better ads, the conversion rates are going to get bigger. But I've only spent $170 and I've got 512 likes for that $170. Let's see. Because the page is going to be at 1,000 likes probably really soon. So let's go ahead and do some math on that. $512 divided by 170. So apparently these likes are costing me 30 cents per like right now. Yep, it's costing me 30 cents per like. And the last time I did this, I mean, at one point it got up to like $1. And $1, I shut that stuff down because I mean, it was just going crazy because I had one ad that was really converting really well. And, as I do this, because I'm going to create a course about this other stuff, because one of the things that you guys have got to understand, being a creator and a producer in this economy is going to pay big dividends. It's going to pay crazy dividends right now. If you are a producer or a creator, no more. How can you make money on the blog page? You got to run ads. Pretty much, Kevin. I mean, there's so many things that are going on right now. Silky touch aesthetics. So, right now, these are times if you have capital that you can really do a lot. Yeah, I got to watch that because one of the things, because I mean, this is too soon because, I feel he would be on the ropes before he filed bankruptcy, but we will see. Because, he mentions this. He knows a lot of people are rooting for him to fail. But, I want to be talking about the new economy and the new rules and stuff in more videos because there's so much to unpack. But essentially, you're going to be able to do things in this new economy if you're a creator or a producer that you couldn't get away with in the old economy. And everything's going to be on sale. Everything is going to be on sale. All right, let me close some of these windows. All right, so this is what's going to happen. So the person who watches this live stream and leaves the best comment, you're going to get a 15-minute consult, and everyone that comments is going to get a 50% off discount to this. I'm going to put this in the course. So you're going to get 50% off the Art of Holding and business classes. There's a lot that's going to be going on. So all you got to do is leave a good comment, and the best comment gets a 15-minute consult. So we're going to be rocking out with a lot of training and preparatory work to help people start skilling up. So that's all I got for you guys today. Hopefully everyone is doing well, and hopefully you will have a good night. Dason Green, what advice I would give to people who with little to no money? You need to educate yourself as much as possible. You need to be living, breathing self-education. So with that, I will see you guys later.